Welcome back to the channel, everybody. You're obviously tuned in because you've seen the title of the video. If you want to know what the design fault is with this bike, get yourself a cup of tea or a beer or a lemonade and we'll catch up after the titles.
Black country biker.
Hi, it's just a very quick message from me before we get into the video. This is not a BMW bashing exercise and it's not a dealership bashing exercise either. Dealership have bent over backwards trying to find out what the problem is with the bike. BMW have got involved. I found what I believe to be a design flaw, either with the bike itself or when you've got luggage on, top box, side boxes, purely by accident. And when you see the footage of the wobble, you might think it's insignificant, and it is, to be honest. It's not going to wobble and bring you off the bike, especially when you're holding the bars like you should be. But I think it's significant enough that there will be a recall on these bikes, if not the top boxes again, in the future. But footage will be in there, and you will see the process we went through with the dealership and BMW themselves. So, okay. Enjoy the video, and if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, maybe consider subscribing at the end of it. But I hope you watch it all. It's all quite relevant. It's probably 12 minutes long, so I'll no doubt catch you on the next one. Cheers. Okay, so as you know, I had this bike in the end of March, and I still love the bike. The bike is awesome. But I have discovered there is a design fault with this bike. Now, it only happens when you've got the top box on. We all know it's on a wobble plate. It's the new design on the bikes. The plate wobbles. I'll put a video in there just to show you that if you haven't got one of these bikes. So that wobble's about to take out the vibrations of the top box on the bike to increase better handling. However, when this top box is on and I'm on the bike, I'm 18 stone. So, but it has done the same when someone light has ridden it from BMW. A couple of days after I had the bike, I was riding along, and I don't know why, for some reason, I don't know if I felt a slight vibration or if I was messing with my helmet. I took both hands off the handlebars. At that point, I was doing 42 miles an hour. And the handlebars on the bike started wobbling side to side. Not to fetch you off the bike, but they were wobbling side to side. So originally I thought there's a wheel balancing issue. I checked the wheels, there was no weight on either wheel. So I went on Google. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. And it did say some of these bikes come out of factory at Berlin and the wheels are precision balanced using the TPMS valves and monitors in the wheels, so you can actually balance the wheels using those if they can get away with it. Anyway, I went back in. We've tried a few different things with it so far. Unfortunately, none of them worked. So we'll start at the beginning. First off, I thought the front wheel needed balancing. Took the bike in, they checked it, they put 30 grams on the front wheel, and off I went. Now, I'm not telling you to do this, but if you can do it, if you've got the confidence to do it, 42 miles an hour, it's between 38 and 48 miles an hour the bike does it, but predominantly at 42 miles an hour it shakes worse than anything. That's it, at its worst, which is not massive, but it shouldn't do it, in my opinion. Not on a bike of this calibre and this cost. The bike shouldn't be doing what it's doing. So, we had the balance done on the front wheel. I took it away, took my hands off at 42 miles an hour, and the bike still, the handlebars were still wobbling from side to side. So I left it a few days and I went back in, and then we looked at the back wheel and they balanced the back wheel, which was only needed a little bit, thinking that it could be following through from the back to the front. I did the same thing, hands off the handlebars, wobble was still there. So at this point, the dealership and me are scratching our heads thinking, what's going on? Is it a buckled wheel? So the wheels were tested again. There was no buckles in the wheels. The tyres were seated perfectly. These are metal adherence Next 2s, which I've had on all my bikes and never had an issue with them. So the tyres are fine, they're seated fine. There's no balance, there's no buckles in the wheels. Brake pads are fine, discs are fine. So then we looked at the damper on the front forks. Is that working? Is it not working? So that was replaced during the first service. I took the bike away, I rode the bike, hands off, 42 miles an hour, and it wobbled exactly the same. So it's not the damper. So back and forth between me and the dealership. It's a proper head scratcher. They had the bike back in, so you know, I think the longest was for a week at a time, but they had got other servicing to do, which was fine. I was going on holiday anyway, and they contacted BMW directly. BMW said, it's the wheels, it's the tyres. Get some downer wheels off another bike you've got, put them on the bike and do the same. Obviously all with the top box on. It doesn't do it without the top box. Likewise, if you take the top box off and put the side boxes on, it will still wobble. I even put my Lone Rider soft bag on it with no other BMW boxes. A little bit of weight in there, nothing major, and it still wobbles at 42 miles an hour. So, we put downer wheels on it. They took it round the block and it still did it. I'm scratching my head. They're scratching their heads. BMW get involved then and they send one of their techs up. BMW UK send one of the techs because they're not sure what's going on with the bike, and he took it out with the top box on. He's a lot lighter than I am, so it's nothing to do with my particular weight and the design of the top box, and it still did it. So at this point it's like, what do we do now? The dealership, fair play, said to me, look, you need to reject the bike. I didn't want to reject the bike because the bike's perfect. When you're holding the bars, which you're supposed to do, I do understand this, so before you start slagging me off saying you're an idiot for taking your hands off the bars, yes I am, but I did it and the bike did it and it shouldn't do it. So yeah, I'll take that one on board, no problem. But me doing what I did, I found out this design fault with the bike, and so the downer wheels made no difference whatsoever. So then we were looking at rejecting the bike and BMW getting another one, and BMW then said, no, we're not doing that. We're going to send another technician up. So now what we've done is we've balanced front wheel, balanced back wheel. Oh, I meant to say, the BMW technician who took it out, the first BMW technician who took it out said there's a fault with the bike. Get the forks off, do all the torque settings, make sure that they're all in line. So then it went back in and the forks were taken off and rebuilt, put back on the bike. It still did it. So then we've got to the point where we've balanced both wheels, we've done the damper, we've done the forks, we've put downer wheels on it, and it's still wobbling. So then BMW is saying, no, we're not changing the bike, it's the tyres. Well, of course it's not the tyres. The tyres are perfect. So what I decided to do was, I went back up to BMW, to my dealership, and I asked to take out their demo, another R1300 GS Adventure, triple black like the one I used to have, but it was an ASA, automatic gearbox. I put my own top box on that bike, completely different bike, and it's got Anarchy Adventures on. I've gone up the main road, and at 42 miles an hour, I took my hands off the bars, and lo and behold, that bike wobbled as well. The handlebars were wobbling. So, unless I'm the unluckiest bloke on the planet, and I've ridden the only two bikes on the planet which wobble at 42 miles an hour with the top box on, when I say 42, it wobbles from 38 to 48, but at 42, that's at its worst, if you want to say, if you want to call it its worst. It still wobbles between that 10 mile an hour range, 38, 48. So, unless, like I say, I'm the unluckiest guy in the world and I've ridden the only two on the planet which do that with my top box on, I don't think so. So I think every 1300 GS Adventure on the planet is going to do this. So before you start saying, oh well, you should have bought a Triumph, you should have bought this, I didn't. I've bought this. This is my bike. So please comment, but obviously you can save the silly comments if you want. But there is an issue. I'm keeping the bike. I love it. So it's only when I lose the handlebars, which I shouldn't do anyway. You can't feel anything otherwise than that. It handles perfectly. It's a brilliant bike, and I'm sort of relieved in a way that I get to keep my own bike rather than getting another new one, which everyone's probably saying, you must be mad, a new bike's better than the one you've got. Well, it's not. It's going to be exactly the same. Plus, I'm away to Europe soon. I would have had to change the insurance, the tunnel crossing, the Critère certificate, and it would have been a pain in the arse. But I know for a fact in my own mind, every single R1300 GS Adventure is going to do this at 42 mile an hour with the top box on. There's not a lot of weight in that top box. Not a lot of weight at all. It's not overloaded, but like I say, you take the top box off, it's perfect. You put the side boxes on, it'll wobble. Put my Lone Rider top bag on it, it's going to wobble. So let me know what you think. It's in my head now, but as I say, it sounds silly, I'm more relieved than anything that it's not just my bike doing it, it's all of them. So if you've got one, please take it out. If you've got the confidence to do it and it's in a safe place and you're doing 38, 48, especially 42, if you want to take your hands off with your top box on or whatever you got on and see if yours does it, and please let me know, because I have told BMW now that there's possibly a major fault, well, a design issue with the bike. We know before that the top boxes are recalled because of the locks. Another thing with these top boxes, they're all the same. There's a horrible weld all down the side, on the inside and the outside. The finish on it is terrible. It's not good at all. Now, like I say, it's not a BMW bashing exercise, but these top boxes could have been a lot nicer than what they are. Anyway, so if you wouldn't mind doing the same, if you've got the confidence to do it, let me know. And like I say, it might be that it's just me and I've been unlucky and I've around the only two on the planet which do it, but I doubt that very much. So if you like what you see, or if you don't like what you see, but if you do like what you see, give us a thumbs up. If you consider subscribing to the channel, it's not going to cost you anything. Like I say, please do not take this as I'm slagging off BMW and I'm slagging off the dealership. Take it more as a public information video, especially for those who own these bikes. Just so you're aware, it's not dangerous in my opinion, but it shouldn't be doing it. Not for the cost of the bike. It shouldn't be doing it at all, but it does do it. Okay, thanks for watching, and I shall catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Backcountry biker.